have one wish in the world. I wish to express myself. With the most beautiful music.
He longed to make music his life and would soon become convinced that music
life. Ladies and gentlemen, it is our great pleasure to give you, for your night's entertainment, a chance to view the incredible, the amazing, the stupendous, and the horrifically humbling Niccolo Paganini. Oh man, that was really good. I want to do that. And so, upon hearing the amazing Paganini, Robert decided immediately without hesitation to pursue music to the fullest. The concert had convinced him that music was the way he needed to spend his life. He set out to polish his skills as a pianist. He learned of a great teacher named Friedrich Wieck, whom he wished to study with.
Hello, Mr. Wieck. I am Robert Schumann, and I'm in great need of a teacher.
I'm listening.
I wish to be your student. Do you accept?
Well, I am the best teacher in the city. I mean, just look at my dear Clara Schumann. Shit, Clara, not Clara. I, Friedrich Wieck, the greatest teacher in the region, will take you as a student, and in a mere 3 years, you will be, simply, the greatest pianist of the age, what do you say? Well, I can't say no to that. What an egotistical man! Robert immediately began studying with Wieck. He quickly became a household favorite. He was especially fond of Wieck's daughter Clara, who was an exceptional talent at the piano. Wieck was often busy taking Clara all over the world on the tours, leaving Robert to his practice. It would be during this time that dear Robert would polish his skills as a composer and pianist. However, Robert's greatest achievement would lie just outside the realm of composition and performance. And for our next scene, we turn to two country bums discussing the state of German music. Paperback or scene. I reckon it's the end of good German music as we know it. What do you think, country bum number 2? Yeah, man, I tell you this all, but isn't it? Everybody's just looking out for their own. The critics, man, they're all just a bunch of idiots. Listen, man, it's all about connections with the masses. I reckon we're going to be stuck in this here symphonic crisis forever. We need to be focused solely on the introduction of new pieces of German art to the people. Yes, sir, if only there was some kind of newspaper or magazine or something that would present the best of German music that was not biased by the hierarchy of a modern-day politics. And that, brother, I sure do hope someone comes along in the near future and takes up the goodies of the people and restores German music to what it needs to be. And who would be that man? Why, Robert Schumann, that's you. Yes, dear Robert would take a leaf out of his father's book and become a writer and editor, except instead of writing novels, he would write about music. From She had grown quite a bit and was much more interesting, shall we say, to dear Margaret. And so now, after many years apart, Robert and Clara, while on a romantic walk at the Veek's house, began to fall deeply into love. Oh, Clara, how my love for you has grown. I think of you often, and I have written many pieces for you. I have loved you for so long. began with a ringing in his ear. At first, it was barely a whisper, but it kept growing. The same note, held forever, repeated endlessly. Robert! Robert, I have a favor to ask. Would you mind going to take on the children? They will say that aid that Robert heard in his head would only be the beginning of his madness. Robert began to hear whole pieces of angelic music in his head at this time. Oh, sweet music, the sound of angels. What was that? Oh, what is that awful noise? Oh, it's hideous! And so their Robert's angelic music quickly turned into harsh and unpleasing sounds. Robert was diving into madness rather quickly. He had the intense urge one morning to leave his home. Very quietly and swiftly, he snuck out of the house, completely unnoticed by any of his family members. Once away, he ran at breakneck speeds towards the bridge. Robert ran only a nightgown to his town, headed for the large bridge that crosses over the gigantic river. He ran through a crowd of people and went straight for the toll. When the man asked for his fee, Robert promptly handed him his handkerchief and kept walking. And Robert stood upon the bridge and paused, for a sudden wave of melancholy had swept over him. I know now what I must do. And so Robert, just like Frodo in the ring, chucked his money back into the river. Yelled out, Clara! I am unworthy of your love! And jumped from the bridge into the watery depths below.